What's up guys, Spencer here. We're back at Hobby Action doing another on-track testing video for you guys today. The main topic of this video is going to be talking about what is drag brake. Many people, when I go to races, talk about what is drag brake, how do I tune it, what does it do, how does it help me? And in today's video, we're going to be doing a tutorial on what it is, how I tune it. I actually am going to have a test driver. A good friend of mine, his name is Hero. He's a local racer here at Hobby Action Raceway. We've done a couple events together, and he'll be doing the driving for us in the video. I'm going to be doing some tuning in the pits while he's driving, show you guys on track going around the circuit, and that way you guys can see what it's doing, and Hero will give some feedback on what I did and see if the changes that I made kind of helped him to navigate around the track. But first, we're going to go back to the pits. I want to just show you the basics of what it's doing in the pits, and then we'll go on the track, do some running, and hopefully you guys learned something.
Hello, my name is Hiro. I'll be your test drive for today, and I'll be using a Hobbywing XRotor Pro G3 and Hobbywing G3 motor, 7-turn.
Okay, so how often do you change or tune your drag brake settings when you come to Hobby Action? Do you tune it daily, or when you have a set number, do you stick with it for a while? How often do you utilize it?
So actually, I change my drag brakes maybe every few weeks, but when I change it, just because I'm at a different truck, different traction, and different situation, that's the time I only actually change my drag brake. So I don't come to Hobby Action every day and then change my drag brake every day.
So ultimately, from what I hear in my personal experience with drag brake or ESC settings, it really depends on the kind of surface you're running on. If the traction's changing dramatically throughout the day or weekend, you maybe tune it to what you're wanting. And then when you travel to different tracks, you kind of reevaluate where your drag brake setting is, and then you plus or minus on the changes.
Yes.
So when running on dirt, carpet, or slicks, pins, you kind of have to rechange it a little bit to kind of make it feel kind of right. So that's a quick little explanation of what Hero's experience is with tuning drag brake. We're going to go into some deeper details of really what it is. I'm going to shoot a video of the car with 0 drag brake, show you what it's doing, and then I'll change it to a more aggressive number on the drag brake so you can see in the pits what it's doing, and then we'll take that information, go on the track, and do some testing and experimenting. Okay, so we're gonna go into the speed control. I'm gonna confirm that the drag brake's set to 0%. I'll get the transmitter, we'll turn it on, I'll show you what's actually happening, we'll change it, and then go from there. So I'm gonna turn the speed control on. It's in Japanese, so we're gonna have to change that for the video. Go to English. Okay, we're back. So we're gonna go in the drag brake settings. Currently he has a drag brake set at 10. We're gonna go to 0. Save it. Okay, so now that we have the drag brake set at 0, I'm gonna go through the quick basics of what drag brake is. Essentially, drag brake is the amount of braking force that you put into your speed control when you're not giving it gas. So when you're on the throttle, like you can see here, and when you let off, the freewheeling that it has, that means that there's 0 drag brake. Now, when you're giving it gas and you let off and it slows down quickly, that is what drag brake is. So as you can see here for an experiment, I'm giving it gas and the tires are just free spinning like really good. So I'm gonna put drag brake in. I'm gonna go to 20 just to show you what's actually changing. And that way we will show you quickly, and then we'll go on the track, do some running, do some experimenting, and explain what the drag brake can do to help you drive around the track more consistently and faster. So we're gonna put the drag brake at 20, which is fairly on the aggressive side. See how I gave it gas and it slows down basically almost immediately. So that is essentially what drag brake is doing. You're tuning how much the drag is when you're letting off into the neutral zone of your throttle from your brakes. So let's go on the track. I'm gonna have Hero do some driving. He's going to experiment what it feels like to drive at 20, and then we're gonna change it after several laps. I'll show you as he's driving around the track. We're gonna go to 0, and then we're gonna fine tune it and show you some sections that it will hurt him or help him based off the drag brake settings. So quick disclaimer on the drag brake. I wanted to talk to you quickly on when you are using push brake and you have drag brake on your speed control. So for an example, if you have 10% drag brake when you're on neutral, when you go to hit your brakes, it will start at 10% brake force. It doesn't go from having neutral at 10% drag brake back to 0, and then as you start to initiate brakes. So when you have 15% drag brake and you start to initiate brake, the speed control knows that, and it will start the engagement part once it reaches 15, 16, 17, 18, and so on. So that way when you are braking into a corner, it doesn't feel like when you hit the brakes, it does a neutral spin and then hits the brakes. That's not how the speed control and brake and drag brake system works together. It knows everything that it's doing, so it feels as it's one under the braking part. So my prediction of what he'll feel with the more drag brake here at 20 is he's probably gonna turn into a couple pipes, because when you're going into 180s and turning, the car will wanna suck in tighter to the corners. And when you go to the end of the straightaway, it could get a little bit loose. So I'm gonna show you around as he's driving and see what he says. So now that we changed the drag brake to 0, he's gonna go around the track here, and then we're gonna do an assessment with Hero to see what he felt and show you what it looks like. So from my quick assessment of watching the two different drag brake settings for Hero from the 20% as he first went out versus the 0% from just now, you can definitely tell at the end of the straightaway as he's going in with 20%, the car initially kind of breaks loose because when you let off the gas, it wants to like throw all the way to the front because it's initiating brake. But there were some good things about that. As he was entering into 180s, the car kind of wanted to stay a little bit tighter to help the car turn. And then when we switched to 0% drag brake, you can tell that he was blowing 180s and he was going really wide. So when he did the end of the straightaway the second time, when we switched, you can totally tell that he hit almost the outside pipe into the wall because he was expecting the car to slow down for him. But one of the things about having drag brake that kind of hurt Hero when he was driving was when he was jumping into turns and letting off the gas as he's jumping into sections, the car would kind of get a little bit loose because the drag brake was naturally wanting to hit the brakes. But when the drag brake was at 0, you can tell that the car just kind of continued to roll as normal. So I would say on the jumping into corners, you can definitely tell that there was a big difference when he was doing his normal line, and then with the drag brake, it made it more difficult. So Hero, when you were driving both configurations of drag brake, the first run being the 20% drag brake, which is technically on the higher end of the drag brake, which I don't typically run that high usually, especially if the frequency is really low. But with your experience driving here at Hobby Action with the track being a little bit lower bite, you ran with 20% drag brake on your first run, and then I switched it to 0% on the second run. Talk to the people on what you felt that were the pros and cons from both runs that you did with having a lot of drag brake and with not having a lot of drag brake.
So having a lot of drag brake is actually makes me, I feel it's harder to drive on 180s with controlling brakes because it has a lot of drag brakes already with it. But without drag brakes, I was able to control my car more precise in the corners, especially 180s, without spinning the car.
So because of the traction being a little bit lower, you may not need that high of the drag brake. And I kind of made a prediction before we even started in the video that I said that I think Hero is going to have a lot of problems with the 180s because of either turning into the pipe because it got a little bit loose. Drag brake's supposed to help with the car taking a set into a corner and helping you slow down without you actually manually having to hit the brakes with the transmitter. And depending on your driving style with the track conditions and you personally as a driver, that are people that are watching, some people don't like using a lot of push brake. They want the speed control to do a lot of the work for them. Hero and myself, we and other racers like to modulate. They get on the gas, get off the gas, hit the brakes, or let the car coast. And depending on the traction level, you can tune the drag brake for those kind of conditions. But because the traction here at Hobby Action on today's practice day is a little bit lower, 20% drag brake was clearly too high. As you saw in the beginning of the video, I think Hero's drag brake setting that he had was 10. So it was literally in the middle on what he ran today in this particular video, which kind of shows you and demonstrates that what he liked kind of makes some sense. He did like some things that the no drag brake had, but he wasn't quite at 20%. You were running 10 in the middle. So ultimately, that's essentially what is going on the track. When you're driving a car with a lot of drag brake, keep in mind that the car will typically have more steering when you let off the gas and coast. And if you're looking for the car to not quite be so edgy, you can run a little bit less drag brake. Or if you feel like you're overshooting 180s or you're overshooting the end of the straightaway like you saw on one of the times with Hero driving when he ran 0 drag brake, go up on your drag brake a little bit so it helps you kind of get a little bit closer to the pipes And don't be afraid to go a little bit extra on the drag brake. Like we went to 20 today, make 5% increment changes. Don't just do 1% at a time. That way so you can actually feel what's going on. And it saves you time that way. Like if you were gonna do 1% at a time, it would take you all day to figure out what you like. And that's my opinion. I know Hero and I just came back from the J Concepts ONS event, which was an outdoor style event. I made some different speed control adjustments. I believe Hero made some different speed control adjustments. And it's one of those things that if you can use this to your advantage, it will really help you be more consistent and better on the track. So Hero, thank you so much for being the test driver today. We're gonna do a few more of these. We're gonna get better together as a team couple of with the test driving. And again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Spencer Rivkin. Hero Nakaya here. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Cool. And thanks for tuning into the Hobbywing channel. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the comments below. Like and notify, hit the notification bell if you haven't already to see the latest and greatest videos. And until then, we'll see you guys on the next one.